This is Brian, and welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm hoping I'll be able to finish it off today, but Technodrome is not easy. There are some very tough enemies. Those guys are my biggest problem I'm going to have in here. So for the most part, if I can try to avoid them, I will. Otherwise, I do plan on using the scrolls quite a bit in here. There's another one right up here. Okay, and yeah, it even takes 2 scrolls for each one of them. I'm going to very cautiously inch my way forward in most of these areas. There is some pizza you can pick up in here, and there are a couple of different routes you can take. There's a pizza down there, but you actually have to travel quite a ways to get to it. Okay, so if I go down, I could get to that pizza, but I'm actually going to go up here. I think I can't go any farther, yeah, to the left. Wouldn't really need the scrolls to take out these guys, but I have quite a few of them. Yeah, we're not really doing great so far. Can I just kind of move past this guy, I hope? Looks like it. Okay. Alright. So we're into the second area here. Like I said, there is more than one path. There is another way to go farther down in that other area, and it would actually get you to a point where you didn't have to go as far in this area. But from my perspective, I think that other area is tougher than this one. I might change my mind on that, but we'll see. Should I switch? Oh yeah, I noticed. April does say that Shredder's gun mutates creatures. You do have to be careful when you're facing him in this game. Well, I guess you always got to be careful when you're facing him in any Turtles game, but, you know. I'll try to stick with Michelangelo a little longer. Just to be safer, I'll take that thing out. I think if I can make a jump over here. There's something over there you can pick up, but yeah. You can also take a hit against that guy, though, potentially. I don't think I can get back up there now. Yeah. So we're stuck moving on. I think it was just like more scrolls maybe that I could pick up. Once again, can I jump across this? I can, but there's nothing there. I suppose Raphael, because he has the most scrolls otherwise. Yeah, so at least we got a little pizza. I got 2 turtles that are still fairly healthy again. I think there's another opportunity for some pizza coming up here. but I think it involves making a jump across here. So let's see if I can do that to get another turtle filled up. I think it's going to be a full pizza for this one. Well, Leo doesn't have scrolls, so we'll give it to Mike. And yeah, the enemies are back. I guess that other thing that shoots out the stuff at you, that's not back at least. To the right, pretty sure that's where you would come out if you took the other door in the other area. So now we're as far as we would have been otherwise anyway. And like I said, I find this area a lot easier, plus you got a couple of pizzas to help you out. I think I just gotta go down here. Damn it. Hate those guys. Well, should we keep going? I think I want to try to jump over here if I can. Okay, yeah, one of these things. See how far I can get with it. Okay, got to the door. I think this is actually the final area now. Michelangelo's still full. I guess I'll probably keep going with him. And I think this one's pretty much it's a long corridor, but I think it's pretty much a straight corridor to the end now. Okay, that guy's not my problem here. If I can get him to go off screen, I can just keep going. I'm gonna have a lot of these guys here. Damn it. Okay, I don't want to pick that up. Okay. Pretty good there. And, yeah, let's stick to Donnie, I guess. Yeah, yeah. They're pretty safe, pretty close to the same on health. And I guess I have plenty of scrolls either way. Oh well. Oh, that one came up kind of quickly. God, they keep coming so quickly. It don't give you too much room to breathe. I guess I think I'll try to save Michelangelo for the boss fight. I think it's one of the okay, yeah. So jetpack guy next. Did he despawn? I think so. God, that hit me? Sucks. I don't think I can afford to take another hit, so I'm gonna have to switch. I think we're getting pretty close to being done, though. Yeah, I guess if you could crouch, you can avoid that, maybe? Okay. Damn. How many of these guys you got here? Yeah, Leo's the lowest on health. The others are the same. Well, let's keep pushing. Okay. Are we about done? Really don't remember from here how much farther it is. Okay. Technically a boss with one of those guys, I guess. But that wasn't so bad. Any pizza? No. Well, I think this is probably going to be the end. Not 100% on that, but let's check it out. Is that just one form? Is that it? Okay. Yeah, so I guess that's, I mean, if you're using the scrolls at least, that's very anticlimactic compared to making it through the Technodrome. You defeated Shredder and saved the world. Now, I can turn back to human form. I don't remember that. Thanks, you guys have excelled my skills. Oh, Splinter is back to his real form. You guys are great. Thanks for your help. Let's celebrate with a pizza. Always pizza. The adventure of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is concluded. I was gonna say, do we have a... That's probably it for the ending, I suppose. Yeah, we just go back to the title screen. And yeah, it'll just go ahead and show us this stuff. So I'll just go ahead and give my review, I guess, while they keep going through this here. Because that, yeah, not much of an ending, but, you know, some of these old NES games were kind of like that. So for my review, I'm just going to give a few short comments on some things that I liked about the game and some things I didn't, and give it a kind of ranking where I would put it overall compared to other games I've played. Let's start off with the good things. This game is kind of, I mean, I guess this goes for a lot of NES games and older games like this, but it's pretty tough. But if you take it slowly and farm for stuff and refill on pizza whenever you get an opportunity, I think I've shown here that it's not impossible for you to beat. And if you get some repetition, you can get better at some of the platforming. Like in that sewer section, I got pretty good at making that jump to get that pizza after a while. So there are some things that you can just get better at over time, even if you're not that great at some of these games to begin with. And of course, these days, I would still recommend that you own the game and play it on original hardware. But if you emulate it, well, you can always use save states to try to save yourself from having to go back through every area. Next, I wanted to say that I do like that the turtles actually operate a little differently in this game. Seems like, yeah, they have different weapons, but in a lot of the other games, their attack power is the same, and their weapons have the same hitboxes and all that. In this one, they actually made it so that it actually matters which one you're controlling. Like, Donatello has much farther reach and more power. But he doesn't have the ability to, like, hit enemies that are going over his head unless you're pushing up. So, I mean, there are downsides and plus sides to all of them. I do find that Michelangelo's is still has the least utility and power, though, for me. But at least he does hit over his head, too, I guess. And then once you get the scrolls, if I was using them at the end, it doesn't really matter which turtle you're using because they all have the same power with the scroll. Pretty sure. Next, wanted to talk about how, yeah, you're somewhat limited in health, and that's part of the difficulty, but it does make it very easy to just menu and switch to whatever other turtle you want to use. So in some sense, in that sense, it's like you have 4 times your actual health bar. Just got to be careful with it and refill them when you get an opportunity. Another thing that makes another trick you can use that I wanted to mention here, it's not really a trick, I guess, but you can reset enemy groups pretty easily. Like when I went into a sewer hole, a manhole, or if I went into a building and I saw it was a group set that I didn't like for enemies, you just leave and come back in and it might reset it. Because it seems in a lot of areas there were 2 different enemy sets that you could have. So there was that. And the whole the fact that you could get enemies to like despawn and walk off screen, you could use that to your advantage. I did several times, so if you watch this, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about there. Now let's talk about some of the things that I thought they could have done a little better, or I just wasn't that fond of. First thing, I don't think they had the best variety of enemies. And a lot of them were types of things that I don't even know where they got them from. As far as the turtles and the comics and the games go, I don't recognize them from other stuff. Some of them, yeah, I did, but I don't know what they're called necessarily. Of course, Bebop and Rocksteady, we did have them. We did have Shredder. The other turtle you had to fight to get Splinter back, not sure if that was... what was his name? Oka? Or there was another turtle from the comics, I can't remember what his name was. And then, of course, there was the big Mauser that was shooting out little Mausers. I recognize those guys. But, yeah, I just thought they could have added a few different things into different areas. Like the last area in the Technodrome. How many enemies were there? Was it just the 3 different types, I think? No, they had some of those guys shooting boomerangs, so I guess there were 4. But that's pretty limited for such a large area. It's just kind of repetitive. Other thing I thought they could have done a little better with, but then it might have made it too easy for some people's preferences, so I don't know. They could have put more pizza in some areas, I think. I do like the fact that they had different sizes of pizzas in different areas. Although, as you got farther in the game, it seems like most of them were either half or full pizzas, which, well, that's nice, I guess, because, yeah, if it was just a single slice, it didn't really do that much to refill you if you were almost dead. The next thing is, and I talked about it as we went through it, but the dam section, that is one of those that I think a lot of people had trouble with, and I'm not going to pretend that I've never had trouble with it or still find it really easy, but yeah, it's hard to avoid all of that stuff, and plus you're under the pressure of the time, although I think when I made it through this time, I still had like 20 seconds left out of 2 minutes, so they give you quite a bit of time, but if you're going through it without knowing which way you have to go, yeah, I could see it being something you're definitely probably going to fail your first time. The last thing I wanted to talk about was your health and life. It's still related to that as far as like with the pizza, but wish they had a better system for extra lives potentially. They could have made it a very rare thing or like based on points, but it would have been nice to be able to find some way to do something with that. Because the way they had it now, and I never did it in this playthrough, but yeah, if you had a turtle go to low health, they'd just say they got captured. So you would have an opportunity to rescue them in certain areas, but I don't believe there were that many of those areas. I think there was one even in the Technodrome somewhere, but I don't remember where it was, and I didn't need to try to find it. And I think also if you got knocked out and captured, whatever level you were in, you would have to restart that level with your other 3 turtles or however many you had left. And at that point, if you're already struggling to make it through with the full group, I think you might as well start a new game and start over. But that's just me. Overall, I still think it's a pretty good game, and it holds up for the NES here. I wouldn't give it a terribly high score, probably. But I know, and I'm pretty generous overall. I don't think I haven't ranked any of the games that I've played below 5. Partially it's because I'm So far, I've been playing games that I like and that I know, or that are highly recommended, and those are generally going to be good games. I get that. So yeah, I mean, I'd still give this one about probably a 7 out of 10. Maybe a little lower, like 6.8 or something, but then again, maybe up to as high as 7.5, just depending on the day and how I'm thinking and comparing it against other games. Personally, I like the second one, the arcade game, better, but that might also be because I had that one first as a kid, so I had more practice playing it. I think this is only the second or the third time I've actually beaten Shredder in this game, so I'm not as familiar at all with it. But yeah, well, that'll be the end for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Eventually, I'll probably play the third one for the NES yet. That's the Manhattan Project, I believe. And then there's Turtles in Time for the SNES, and there's a Sega Genesis one, I think, like the Hyperstone Heist or something. I think I have those. Been a long time since I've played any of them, though. As far as what's going to happen next at this time slot, I haven't really decided for sure which one I'm going to play next. Still have some Mario games I want to play. Some other just NES games I want to play. I've been sticking to older, like, platforming type of games, like Mario and Turtles, and I guess Turtles is more of a beat-em-up, kind of. Although this one's a little different. 2's more like a beat-em-up, I suppose. I don't know what you would classify this one as exactly. So, I think I'm still going to think about it a little bit. So it'll just be a little bit of a surprise, probably. But I'm sure it'll be a fun playthrough no matter which I pick, right? And if you're waiting for, like, Mario 1 or the Manhattan Project, Turtles, I'll get to them eventually. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and I hope you keep coming back for more. And if you did like it, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow. And we'll catch you next time.